Some years ago in Papua New Guinea, a term came up which described a number of things, and that term was off-cut. Off-cut. Well, we know what an off-cut is, what's left over from when timber is cut. And at one stage there was the term was applied to a whole number of things. This is Mission Alive. I'm Roger from the MSC Mission Office. One thing that was called an off-cut was a smoke. There used to be a smoke up there called mutris. It was about that long. It was black tobacco in the middle and rolled in newspaper. And then they started, it was sold in a box, and then it was sold half size, sold in a box, and they called that off-cut. And then later on, Coca-Cola bought out a small can of Coke, and they called that off-cut. And then anybody who was short in stature was called off-cut. And so it took on terms. Now, one of our priests in Papua New Guinea in Milne Bay, Father Tony Young, he runs a Academy of Hope, which is an online school for children, young people who are in remote areas and have had their education cut short for different reasons. And he writes, off-cut is one of the names for some of the thousands of half-educated young people in Papua New Guinea, which they print on the backs of their t-shirts. Generations of them have been ignored by the government while their numbers kept growing. So this lack of education, or education being truncated, is a major problem in parts of Papua New Guinea, and there are many aspects, many reasons for that. One is that, as with many Pacific Island nations and with many developing countries around the world, the percentage of population under 20 or under 25 runs at about 30 to 50%. So you get a very high percentage of people, the population under 20. And if the system, there's no jobs because there hasn't been the right development in the country, and the population is continuing to grow. In the education system in Papua New Guinea, there's a dropout rate at grade 12, maybe grade 8, certainly grade 10, and then grade 12. So the numbers going through are less and less as it goes through. Access into tertiary education is limited, and as I said, even if people get well educated and qualified, there are not enough jobs for them, particularly in remote areas. This leads also to many from those areas flocking into the cities, the urban drift, looking for opportunities for employment. And this is an ongoing problem. The population increase can be attributed in part to better education and better food, particularly through the early years of childhood. Another one that was significant was years ago, the government introduced the triple antigen injections for babies, which vaccinated babies against a number of sicknesses, which meant more of them survived and more of them survived stronger. So your population increased, and when they come to childbearing age, then the population increases more and more, and so it goes on. So you get a bigger population, schooling is inadequate, employment is inadequate. So you've got many of these kids who can't get qualification. So Father Tony and his team began the Academy of Hope, and it says in his booklet here, the Academy, MSC Hope Academy, began offering online education to off-cut students who lived on some remote islands in Milne Bay province in 2008. Even then, the problems facing these students were becoming obvious. The Academy expanded and set up another centre in Alatau, the capital of Milne Bay. And he has many other things in his folder here. So education, employment, is an increasing problem. Of course, many of those, being frustrated and angry with their plight, turn to crime, which increases the problems again. This is a very great mission that Father Tony has undertaken, and it is a new turn, another way of carrying out the mission that the Church has been carrying out in Papua New Guinea for over 120 years, and continues to do so. We'll have more of this as we go along. This is Mission Alive. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for being on mission with us.